Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications.
More groups have reiterated calls on the National Assembly to pass the 2021 and 2022 budgets of the Niger Delta Development Commission, Nddc. Speaking to Inside the Niger Delta recently, the concerned groups lamented that non-passage of Nddc budgets on time continues to militate against efficient service delivery by the Commission.
In November last year, President Muhammadu Buhari transmitted 2021 and 2022 budget estimates of the Niger Delta Development Commission, Nddc, to the House of Representatives for consideration and subsequent passage. At the time, the National Assembly was investigating appropriation of funds released to government agencies and parastatals, one of which was the Nddc. Consequently, the federal lawmakers invited former interim management of the Nddc, led by Dr. Effiong Akwa, for questioning and vowed not to pass the Commission's budget until a substantive board was appointed to oversee its affairs. To the relief of several interest groups in the Niger Delta, a new Nddc board was appointed in November last year and has been operational since January 2023. President for the Movement for the Survival of Ijaw Ethnic Nationality in the Niger Delta, Kennedy West, and Alfred Etuk, chairman of the Forum of Niger Delta Activists and Leaders, say there's no longer any moral justification for non-passage of the Nddc budgets.
We're happy that Mr. President finally has instituted a board. It is a welcome development, but we are also saddened by the delay of the passage of the 2021-2022 budget for the Commission. Since January till date, it is no longer interesting. We're no longer comfortable with it. It is no longer healthy for us. We're beginning to suspect why the unnecessary delay. We are calling on the National Assembly pass the budget so that we can begin to see things going on.
Without a budget, how would they function? They can't function. All what they are doing is just cut and nail. Probably they look for money somewhere to solve one problem and all of that. And that's why development cannot be achieved as it were. I will urge the Niger Delta people, the stakeholders, to wake up and challenge this menace, this problem that has been bedeviling Nddc right from time. So they should, as a matter of urgency, as a matter of urgent need, to pass that budget so that the region will start accelerating. The commission can start doing what they ought to do. The board members should now wake up to their responsibilities.
These appear to be very difficult times for the Nddc, whose intervention has been compromised by paucity of funds. Since 2020, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has been in custody of statutory remittances made to the Nddc by international oil companies, IOCs. The remittances made from 3% of the annual budgets of IOCs amount to billions of dollars, a figure which Niger Delta activists like Kennedy West describe as a substantial sum that would have been handy to tackle the challenge of developing the Niger Delta region.
Bring out this money. Everything that has to do with Nddc is money. Money to develop our communities, money to develop our roads, money is to send people who are indigent school dropouts so that they can have scholarship and go to school. So holding back that money, you're doing a kind of disservice to the people of the region.
In time past, the Nddc, which was established by an Act of Parliament in 2000 to transform largely backward communities, had failed to deliver on its mandate due to what was generally attributed to undue political interference in its operations. A typical demonstration of political interference in the operations of the Nddc had been the hiring and firing of its governing board at will by successive administrations. Comrade Wisdom Ikuli, national president of the Niger Delta Non-Violence Agitators Forum, and Alfred Etuk insist that it should no longer be business as usual in the incoming administration.
For a very long time, we had this caretaker, which are unconstitutional. And at the end of the day, it was under those leadership that you can see these project things, irregularities, illegalities, and all of that. So now that we have a substantive board with a term of 4 years, now we expect the government and the authorities to actually respect the will and wish of the people.
New government coming on board and then wanting to, scrap them. For me, it's not going to be an healthy one for the region. It will not also tell good of the new government. When you give a man a responsibility, you must also give him the time to show his capacity on the responsibilities you've given him. Now, when the time it's short or minute for him, he may not be able to show what he has.
At its inception in 2001, the Nddc was generally viewed as the last hope for hundreds of downtrodden communities in the Niger Delta. Owing to its significance to the development of the Niger Delta region, the Commission has been confronted with huge demands over the years by several groups seeking a new lease of life. It is on this note that Niger Delta activists are calling for an end to administrative bottlenecks preventing the Nddc from carrying out its statutory mandate to aid development in Nigeria's oil-rich region.
Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, making a difference.
Inside the Niger Delta,